Casino dealers are trained to operate rigged blackjack games using specific techniques designed to guarantee player losses. Most dealers do not even know they are participating in systematic theft. Internal training manuals detail how to manipulate shuffling procedures, dealing patterns, and rule enforcement to ensure no player can gain an advantage, regardless of skill level. But here is what should make every gambler furious. This rigging training is standardized across the entire industry, proving that blackjack manipulation is not isolated incidents, but coordinated fraud implemented by every major casino corporation. In this video, I will show you the leaked dealer training materials that expose how they rig blackjack games, and I will reveal the internal communications that celebrate the successful elimination of skilled players from their tables. Here is the question they are hoping you never ask. If dealers are unknowingly trained to operate rigged games, how many other casino employees are participating in systematic fraud without realizing it? They turned honest dealers into unwitting accomplices in coordinated theft. That is the disturbing reality of modern casino operations that few people understand. When you sit down at a blackjack table, you are not just facing the house edge, you are facing an elaborate system designed to ensure your money flows directly into casino coffers, regardless of your skill level. Casino dealers are not villains in this story. They are victims too. These individuals undergo rigorous training that emphasizes precision, consistency, and adherence to strict protocols. They are told these procedures protect game integrity and ensure fairness. But leaked documents reveal a disturbing truth. These standardized techniques systematically eliminate any possible advantage players might develop. Consider the shuffle procedures that dealers must master. They are taught specific rhythms, card grouping techniques, and cut placements that appear random but actually maintain card clustering that benefits the house. Dealers believe they are performing secure shuffles that prevent cheating, when in reality, they are executing precisely engineered sequences designed to disrupt card counting systems and maintain house advantages. The dealing patterns themselves incorporate subtle manipulations. Dealers learn specific card exposure times, table scanning frequencies, and hand movement speeds that make accurate card tracking nearly impossible. They are instructed to vary these patterns in response to player betting behaviors, not to prevent cheating as they are told, but to disrupt any emerging pattern recognition players might develop. Perhaps most disturbing is how rule enforcement becomes weaponized. Dealers are meticulously trained to apply rules with selective strictness. When players demonstrate consistent winning patterns, dealers are instructed to enforce obscure regulations, increase shuffle frequency, and implement game protection measures that effectively reset any advantage developing at the table. These dealers genuinely believe they are maintaining game integrity when they are actually executing carefully designed and profit protection protocols. The psychological conditioning is remarkable. Casino management frames these techniques as security measures, creating a culture where dealers feel they are protecting honest gameplay rather than participating in systematic manipulation. Many dealers take pride in their skill at implementing these protective measures, completely unaware that they have been transformed into the frontline instruments of a sophisticated rigging operation. But here is the documented evidence that proves this training was designed for theft. The leaked training manuals reveal the systematic deception of casino workers. Beginning around 2016, a coordinated effort emerged across the casino industry to standardize dealer training in ways that would systematically eliminate player advantages while maintaining plausible deniability about rigging. What makes this particularly insidious is that it happened industry-wide, proving this was not just individual casinos protecting their profits. It was coordinated action to ensure players could not win, regardless of where they played. Internal documents from 2016 show gaming consultants developing what they euphemistically called advantage elimination protocols. These comprehensive training materials detailed specific shuffling techniques, dealing procedures, and table management approaches explicitly designed to disrupt card counting and pattern recognition. The consultants sold these protocols to casino corporations as profit protection systems that would significantly increase house earnings without risking regulatory violations or cheating accusations. By 2017, internal communications show major casino corporations adopting nearly identical dealer training programs, focusing on what they termed player disadvantage techniques. These standardized approaches included precise shuffle timing alterations, strategic cut card placement, and dealing rhythm variations that appeared random but actually functioned to reset player advantage opportunities. Executive emails celebrated how these techniques restored house edge integrity and eliminated counter profitability while maintaining the appearance of fair play. The systematic implementation expanded dramatically in 2018. Training directors across competing casino corporations exchanged standardized protocols for what they called advantage neutralization procedures. Dealers were trained to identify potential advantage players not through obvious cheating, but through betting patterns and playing decisions that suggested skill. Once identified, dealers would implement specific countermeasures, including increased shuffle frequency, deeper cut card placement, and subtle pace variations, all while believing they were simply following standard security protocols. Neutralization was presented as a security imperative. Perhaps most disturbing were the advanced training modules created in 2019 that specifically focused on maintaining dealer ignorance about the true purpose of these techniques. Internal communications explicitly acknowledged the importance of maintaining dealer operational integrity by ensuring dealers believed these procedures protected game fairness rather than manipulated outcomes. Training directors were instructed to frame all advantage elimination techniques as security measures rather than profit protection systems. Ignorance was built into the training. Between 2020 and 2023, these rigging techniques were perfected and standardized across virtually all major casino operations. Quarterly updates to dealer training programs incorporated increasingly sophisticated methods for disrupting player advantage opportunities while maintaining the illusion of fair play. Leaked performance metrics showed casinos tracking the effectiveness of these techniques through measurements like advantage player reduction and counter profitability elimination, all while dealers remained unaware of the true purpose behind their carefully choreographed table procedures. Perfected methods were rolled out industry-wide. What is particularly revealing is how consistent these training protocols became across supposedly competing casino corporations. The same shuffling techniques, the identical dealing patterns, and the same rule enforcement priorities were implemented across different casino brands with remarkable consistency. This uniformity proves beyond reasonable doubt that blackjack manipulation isn't isolated to rogue casinos, but represents coordinated industry-wide fraud designed to systematically extract maximum profit regardless of player skill. So what's driving this systematic deception of casino employees? They needed dealers who could rig games without knowing they were rigging games. The corporate strategy behind keeping dealers in the dark about their participation in game manipulation stems directly from liability concerns. Casino executives realized that genuine dealer ignorance provided the perfect legal shield against fraud accusations. If questioned under oath, dealers would sincerely testify that they believed all procedures were legitimate and designed to ensure fair play, because that is exactly what they had been told. Internal legal department memos reveal how casino corporations specifically structured their training programs to maintain this knowledge firewall between management intentions and dealer understanding. Training materials were carefully crafted to present advantage elimination techniques as security measures, and any language suggesting manipulation or advantage elimination was strictly prohibited from dealer-facing documents. Wall Street investors and corporate boards explicitly demanded plausible deniability systems to maximize profits while minimizing legal exposure. Quarterly earnings calls referenced enhanced game protection protocols that significantly increased house win percentages without detailing the manipulative nature of these techniques. Corporate lawyers advised maintaining strict separation between the actual purpose of these procedures and the explanations provided to frontline employees. This corporate strategy created the perfect fraud mechanism: honest dealers who would passionately defend the integrity of rigged procedures because they genuinely believed in them. When players complained about seemingly unfair practices, sincere dealers explained the legitimate security purposes behind shuffling techniques or rule enforcement decisions, completely unaware that these procedures had been specifically designed to eliminate any possible player advantage. The psychological manipulation of dealers extended to creating an adversarial relationship with skilled players. Training programs subtly characterized players who demonstrated consistent strategy as potential threats to game integrity rather than skilled participants. Dealers were conditioned to view consistent winners with suspicion and to implement protective measures that were actually advantage elimination techniques disguised as security protocols. This corporate liability protection strategy created the perfect crime: systematic theft conducted by honest people who believed they were upholding game integrity. The dealers became unwitting accomplices in an elaborate fraud machine, sincerely defending procedures specifically designed to guarantee player losses regardless of skill level. And casino workers, they are starting to realize they have been used as fraud tools. Casino workers are discovering they have been unknowing participants in systematic theft. The awakening began with veteran dealers who started connecting the dots between the security procedures they had been taught and the consistent house advantages those procedures produced. After years of implementing these techniques, experienced dealers began noticing patterns that could not be explained by legitimate game protection concerns. Former dealers have begun sharing testimonials about the moment they realized their entire training had been designed to manipulate game outcomes rather than ensure fairness. One 15-year blackjack dealer described the sickening realization that the shuffle procedures she had meticulously performed thousands of times were specifically engineered to disrupt card counting systems, while she believed she was preventing cheating. Another dealer recounted how management congratulated him for excellent game protection whenever skilled players left his table without winnings, only later understanding he had been unknowingly implementing techniques designed to guarantee those players' losses. These revelations have sparked organized resistance within the casino workforce. Groups of casino employees have formed whistleblower networks to document and expose rigged procedures they were taught to implement. These workers describe the profound sense of betrayal at discovering their professional pride in dealing clean games was based on a foundation of systematic deception, not just of players, but of themselves. Gaming worker unions have begun demanding complete transparency about dealer training purposes, with some incorporating explicit language into contract negotiations prohibiting any procedures designed to manipulate game outcomes. Union representatives describe members feeling violated upon discovering they had been unwittingly used as instruments of fraud, while believing they were maintaining game integrity. Social media platforms now feature countless dealer confessions about discovering the true purpose behind their training. The emotional impact is profound. Dealers who took pride in their professionalism describe the shame of realizing they had unknowingly participated in systematic theft. Many express anger at being manipulated into becoming the public face of rigged games, while management remained insulated from accountability. The most common sentiment expressed by these awakened casino workers is outrage at being deceived into violating their own ethical standards. Dealers who believed they were facilitating fair contests of skill and chance describe feeling used when they discovered the elaborate systems designed to ensure player losses regardless of skill level. Their professional identity, built around game integrity, was suddenly revealed as an elaborate corporate fiction designed to facilitate systematic theft. This unknowing employee fraud model extends far beyond casinos. They are training honest workers to unknowingly defraud customers in every industry. The casino model of using sincere employees as the public face of systematic fraud has proven so effective that it is rapidly spreading throughout the American economy. Honest workers in multiple industries are being trained to implement procedures they believe serve customers, while actually extracting maximum profit through deception. The banking industry provides a stark example. Frontline tellers and customer service representatives undergo training that emphasizes customer financial solutions, while actually teaching predatory product placement techniques. These employees genuinely believe they are helping customers manage their finances, while implementing sophisticated psychological manipulation strategies designed to maximize fee generation and unnecessary service enrollment. When customers suffer financial harm from these so-called solutions, the honest employees who recommended them become the perfect defense against fraud accusations. Insurance companies have perfected similar systems for training agents and claims processors to unknowingly participate in systematic claim denial. These employees learn complex procedural requirements and documentation standards they believe protect against fraud, when in reality, these procedures are specifically designed to create technical denial justifications regardless of claim legitimacy. The sincere belief of these employees in the integrity of their processes makes them devastating witnesses against customers who challenge claim denials. The retail sector implements this model through sales training that disguises psychological manipulation as customer service. Workers learn specific conversational patterns, product presentation techniques, and financing option discussions that they believe help customers make informed choices. In reality, these techniques systematically exploit cognitive biases to maximize unnecessary purchases and premium option selection. The genuine enthusiasm of these employees for helping customers makes their selling techniques nearly impossible to resist. Even healthcare systems have adopted elements of this model, training administrative staff and care coordinators to implement coverage limitation procedures they believe represent best practices for patient management. These workers sincerely advocate for treatment protocols and medication options without realizing these recommendations prioritize insurance, reimbursement rates over optimal patient outcomes. Their sincere belief in these protocols makes them extremely effective at convincing patients to accept suboptimal care. The pattern is unmistakable. Corporations across America have discovered that honest employees make the most effective fraud accomplices when they do not know they are committing fraud. Their sincerity becomes the perfect shield against accusations of systematic deception, while their genuine belief in company procedures makes them devastatingly effective at implementing profitable exploitation systems. So how do honest workers protect themselves from unknowing fraud participation? Honest workers deserve to know if they are being trained to defraud customers. The first line of defense against becoming an unwitting accomplice to systematic fraud is demanding transparency about the purpose and effects of workplace procedures. Casino employees and workers across all industries have the right to understand exactly how their actions impact customers and what financial incentives drive company policies. Workers should approach training programs with healthy skepticism, particularly when procedures seem designed to disadvantage customers rather than serve them fairly. Any training that emphasizes special responses to customers demonstrating knowledge, skill, or careful decision-making deserves particular scrutiny. Workers should question why certain procedures activate, specifically when customers appear likely to benefit from transactions or services. Legal protections for employees who expose fraudulent training programs must be strengthened and publicized. Workers need to understand that they have whistleblower rights when they discover they have been trained to unknowingly participate in customer deception. Professional associations and worker advocacy groups should develop specific resources for employees concerned about potentially deceptive training programs. Union contracts represent a powerful tool for preventing unknowing fraud participation. Collective bargaining agreements should explicitly prohibit requiring workers to implement procedures designed to systematically disadvantage customers through deception or manipulation. Unions should negotiate for transparency requirements that force companies to disclose the actual purpose and financial impact of operational procedures. Individual workers can protect themselves by documenting training directives that seem potentially deceptive and by seeking independent ethical guidance when concerned about participating in questionable practices. Creating networks with colleagues to share concerns and compare experiences can help identify systematic deception embedded in seemingly routine procedures. The ultimate solution lies in worker solidarity and collective action. When enough employees refuse to operate rigged systems, even unknowingly, corporations will be forced to return to honest business practices. Ethical business operations depend on workers who demand the right to serve customers with genuine integrity rather than manipulated processes disguised as service. They turned honest workers into unknowing fraud accomplices and called it training. Have you discovered your job involves deceiving customers? Share your unknowing fraud stories below. We are protecting honest workers together. Subscribe if you believe employees deserve to know when they are being used for theft.